Zombie apocalypse.
This is the ARRISEA touchless kitchen faucet. This is the nickel-plated. You see this plate. This is going to be more if you have like a two-handle kitchen sink or faucet right now. This will help cover those up. I have granite, so I'm not planning on using this if I can. So you can see how this looks. This is your touch part. Once you put the batteries in it to get it to work. Touching this does not make it work. So you can see everything in here is the power and the battery box. You got all the cables, all the connectors. You got the little gaskets. Make sure you find all those and that you have all those. There's the weight. That's to help pull this handle and this hose up when you're not using it. So you can see how this is. It's pretty sweet. It does come with instructions. They say it takes 20 minutes. I say if you got no faucet now, 20 minutes is pretty decent time. It's going to probably take you longer to get the old one out if you have one, if it's been in there for a while. So you can see all these connectors on here. It's pretty simple. All this hose gets pulled down here. So this comes in up here. This is 18 inches tall, which is going to be a lot taller than my current one I have over there. But I kind of want that so I have more room to do some pots and pans. There's your on and off handle. My understanding is this has got to be on for the touch to work. If this is off, it kind of overrides that and the touch doesn't work. So basically, you're going to turn your water off under your sink. If that doesn't work real well, it doesn't shut off all the way, you might need to shut it off the whole house. And then turn your faucet on to drain the water. Probably should have a bucket and some hoses or some towels because you're going to have water in these hoses. They're going to leak a little. So basically you're going to take this plate off here and then you're going to stick this down inside the hole on your sink and make sure you get this lined up the way you want it. And like I said, this stuff does turn. So if you want it this way, well, you probably need it this way because this is your other sensor. So if you put your hand in front of here, it'll turn it on and off. So this needs to be in front. So I guess this is always going to be on the right. And you can see it's got a little red mark and blue mark here for hot and cold. Basically, you're going to take this plate off, stick this down in a hole, get underneath there, screw this back on. Make sure you put this washer in there right because you want this to seal. You don't want water to leak down through here. And once you get this up where you need it, then you're going to tighten these screws to help hold this in place to where this doesn't move. If you're planning on using this piece, make sure you get it on there before you put the hoses through the hole. Because you're going to need to stick these through here and push this up here. Like I said, I'm not planning on using that. If I can get this to stay and look good on the sink, I might have to. I think you can do this without this. Pretty sure you can. So once you get that in place, then you're going to want to hook up the power boxes. It's got a little short hose here that goes into this power box. So get this bag open. One of these is the battery. So that's your batteries. This is your controller, turns it on and off. The power goes on the bottom. The black wires go up on top. So basically this is just going to snap in here. It's got a little button on the side here you push. It's a quick connect, just snaps in there. Then you're going to hook up the sensors to this power box. And it does have like little plugs in here. So you do need to line those up and get those just right and plug these in. This one does not, so you can just plug that in. Make sure you get those tight. Then you're going to want to hook these up to your water. One's red, got red lines on it. The other one's got blue lines on it. Hot and cold, obviously. Make sure you get these tight. Maybe use some putty or some tape on these. Some plumber tape. to help stop these from leaking. Once you get that done, you have this little box for your battery. There's a screw in here. This takes 4 AA batteries. They're not included. You do need those. And this basically plugs into the power on here. They recommend that you screw this into like the back of your wall or the side wall. You don't want this cord just dangling. You want it kind of supported, but you want it kind of down and out of the way so it doesn't get hit or get water on it. They do give you a screw and a mounting piece for that. They give you some adapters here if you need them, in case, depending on the size of your hoses. And then the last piece, like I said, this weight. When you have, well, I guess the rest of this hose goes in the bottom of this power thing. So you got the top one up here coming in, then you got the bottom one, which is the big hose, leads up to the faucet. That's where you're gonna put the weight. Once this is in here and it's bent, let's see if I get this in here. You're gonna see where this comes and bends. You're gonna want to put this weight almost to the bottom, not quite all the way to the bottom, almost, and just screws on around the hose. It's got some, you know, this one doesn't even, I guess it just clips on there. Most of these have screws together, but this one looks like it just clips together. So basically you're just going to stick that on here and close this down towards the bottom, not all the way to the very bottom, almost to the very bottom. That way when you put this hose back up in here, this weight will help hold it down and pull it back up inside of here. See how that just comes out right now? With that weight on there, that should drop it down. Pretty simple, pretty easy. I think I'm going to like this.